Hello there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to get this thing kicked off real quick. My name is David Spielman. I'm the campaigns coordinator with Freedom Works. We're a grassroots organization that represents 1.3 million members nationwide and about 25,000 from the state of Ohio here alone. We believe in lower taxes, less government, and more freedom. We are here today to support SB 5. Behind me are some of the best grassroots activists we have across the state that have been working tirelessly. Letters to the editor, calls, constant visits. All of these people have given up their free time, taken off of work, left their kids behind. These are their moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas and kids of all the people here in Ohio that are represented. And they're going to speak today. This bill is an important step to restore fiscal sanity to the country, and we really appreciate you being here. After this completes, we're going to be delivering some letters, some of them are here, down here, to the lawmakers. These letters have been handwritten, and they call for the support of this bill. And we are glad to take anybody's questions after, but I'm going to introduce some of the speakers here today. First up is Dave Zupan. He's out of Avon Lake, Ohio, one of the best activists Freedom Works has on the ground, and he's been working tirelessly to do it. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. I'm not sure exactly how you earned the title of best activist. My name's Dave Zupan. I live in Avon Lake, and I'm here today representing the North Shore Patriots and the Lorain County Tea Party. I came here today, and I personally have letters right down here in the box that we're going to deliver to the Senate, thanking the 17 senators that voted for SB 5. We understand that it is a good budget bill, and we've got another box full of letters that's specifically for the House members across the street, asking them to continue the strong effort to fight to get us a balanced budget in the state of Ohio. It's not going to be easy to do, and there's going to be a lot of cuts. This just happens to be the first one going forward with this new legislative group that we have here in Ohio after the November elections. I've only got a minute or so to speak. There's 6 or 8 of us back here, but I want to let you know that I think to be a politician today, it takes a lot of courage. You can have all the best ideas and the ability to implement those ideas, but if you don't have the guts to actually go out and implement those ideas and stick to your convictions and make the decisions that need to be made in order to pass this kind of cost-cutting budget, then you don't really belong in politics. And I'm here today to, again, congratulate the 17 senators that voted on it and ask the House members, please keep up the fight for good spending in Ohio.
Thanks, Dave. Next we have Nita Thomas, and she's out of Cincinnati. She's another one of our great activists. She's here to say a few words.
Hi, my name's Nita Thomas, and my husband Roger and I have a tea party in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Hamilton County. And I just want to let everybody know that we are also middle-class people. And we are either usually self-employed, work for small companies, and we do not get paid when we take off work. So we will never be able to match the other side in their numbers or their noise.
Koch brothers will pay for yours.
But
Don't worry, they'll pay for you.
we can match the other side
We will,
in
we're Koch
courage
brothers.
and conviction. So I would just like to end by thanking all the senators who had the courage to vote for this bill in the face of such vicious personal and political attacks. And let them know for every one of us here, there's several hundred who couldn't be here today who are working, and we all stand with them. Thank you.
Next we have Jim. Jim Woods is right here. And he's another representative.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We're in a very unusual situation here. We're talking about collective bargaining, which is kind of like 2 wolves in a room deciding what to have for lunch and how much to have for lunch. Meanwhile, in the next room over, there's a lamb waiting to hear what the wolves decide to have for lunch and how much. That's what government collective bargaining is. The taxpayer is not at the negotiation table, but the taxpayer picks up the tab. Over the last 2 years, we've seen America rising up. The Tea Parties across the nation, the 912 groups, individual citizens and organizations saying, we cannot spend our way to prosperity. We cannot borrow our way out of debt. If we keep trying this, our economy is going to be collapsing and we're all going to be in jeopardy.
Unfunded wars.
That the American people in last November agreed with that. Now we knew this day was coming. All that money had to be going somewhere. Some among us were benefiting from it. And we knew that at the time when we started having to cut back, there would be those who would say, wait, no, that's my wallet. That money's being spent on me. You got to take away the money that's being spent on somebody else. Well, now we've all got to pitch in and work together as Americans have always done in the past. We've all got to share a little bit in the suffering to end this reckless spending, the reckless borrowing, and get our economy back in order. I've had many emails over the past few weeks saying, Jim, we've been with you all along, but we can't be with you on this one because that's my paycheck. And I put the question to them, what is more important to you? Your immediate self-interest, near term, or the long-term self-interest not only of yourselves, but of the next generation and the generation after that. I have not had one of those people come back and argue the point with me after I asked them that question. That's the question before us again today. Are we going to do what's necessary to get our economy back in order and get our people back to work? I'm not just talking about the United States. Ohio has suffered more than many other states. This used to be an industrial powerhouse. It should be and can be again. And I think John Kasich is leading this state in the right direction by making hard decisions and doing the unpleasant work of getting our economy back on track. Thank you.
I just want to answer that guy's question. I can tell you without a doubt the Koch brothers are not here.
No, but they output the money for the buses.
Would you like to come up and talk?
Next we have Andrew. Andrew is one of my youngest activists. That's okay. So Andrew's one of my youngest activists. Andrew has been through a lot lately. He's been kind of abused by some of the older members of the union that have been around in these protests. But I want to introduce Andrew and say a few words.
Hi, my name is Andrew Saraska. I work with the Miami County Liberty Group back in Miami County, Ohio. I'm here to support SB 5 because it helps us keep the hopes alive for the rest of my generation. We spent ourselves into a rut. It's not just the past administration. It's not just the administration before that. SB 5 helps cut the losses and allows everybody to succeed. We have an amendment put in place where unions are still allowed to collectively bargain for wages, hours, and working conditions. It doesn't take away everything. It's a good middle ground that we can all agree on.
Takes away seniority.
That way, we can all succeed. My generation is going to be footing the bill for all of this if we're not able to actually reach an agreement. $8 billion is a lot. Everybody's got to have a little skin in the game. That way, we can fix it and help the future generation succeed. That's why I'm here to support this, and that's why I'm here fighting for SB 5 today.
Yeah, I told you he was good. Next, I'm gonna open it up to. I don't know your name yet, but Helen. Okay, Helen's here. Helen's representing another group in Ohio. Like I said, these people are here on their own time, on paychecks. And Helen.
Hello, everybody. I'm Helen Wolf from the Lancaster Tea Party Patriots, and I'm here to support this bill. I was a member of 4 unions. All they ever did for me was take money out of my paycheck and out food out of my children's mouth and did nothing for me in my job. People, this is a great step, but it's just the beginning. We must keep enthused and keep fighting to get Ohio back for all Ohioans. And the many friends of mine are union people. They're the little people that go down into the mines and goes into the places and the shops and they work like dogs. But the union leadership, the hierarchy, they've sold them out and then they fill them with lies. We do not intend to hurt any union worker. We want to save Ohio and we've got to pull this spending down and in. We've got to take control of our own country and state. We the people are the power people. We have 3 weapons of mass destruction that we can destroy this overtaking of our governments, statewide and federal. We have prayer, we have voices and rallies, and we have the most priceless American possession. It's our vote, and if our elected officials do not do what they say they're going to do, then we must vote them out. We can no longer be Democrats or Republicans or independents. We have got to start being America and keep this battle rolling and go on to victory for Ohio and for America. And we want to save jobs in Ohio and save Ohio. Now listen, people, the governor has to balance his budget. The president can run wild, but a governor has to have a balanced budget. And we must help him. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming, everybody. She was great. I just met Helen today. So this is what grassroots is all about. You don't know half the time, you don't know who you're working with. But I just want to finish this by saying